This is the first tutorial on how to use ProMOL. I'm going to start by opening PyMOL. And with PyMOL we have a visualization screen and what we call the PyMOL GUI. And so this is PyMOL. I go to the plugin menu and I look for ProMOL there and open up ProMOL. So this is ProMOL version 5.4, revision 419. In this tutorial, I'm just going to go through the parts of ProMOL and talk a little bit about what you can do with it. And then in subsequent tutorials, I'll go into more depth, particularly on a couple of the tabs. So the first tab is just the Welcome tab. It basically gives credit to different organizations, NSF and NIGMS, RIT, and Dowling College that have provided funding and support for this project. The next tab is called EasyViz. It contains most of the components of a separate plugin called EasyViz that was designed, as the name implied, to make it easy to visualize things in PyMOL. And so in this case, I'm just going to bring up a structure and show you how to do this. So we're within EasyViz. I'm just going to fetch a PDB file. The file I'm bringing up is called, or the PDB ID is 1T8L, and it's a serine protease. So there's a structure, and it's just a wireframe structure. I can rotate it on the screen, and you can see that there's a lot of information there, but it's really hard to sort out. I'm going to make it a bit easier. There are commands you can do Python commands that you could do here to give specific instructions to make the appearance change, but I'm just going to do a couple of simple drop-down menu commands here. I'm just going to select cartoon, and you can see that that's a cartoon. You can see some beta sheet, yellow arrows, some alpha helix in red, but there's a lot of other stuff. Well, most of the other stuff are just waters. So I'm using the hide command now, and I'm going to hide the water. And so now I have the structure, and so this is the structure of this protein. And you can rotate the structure, you can do various things, and at some point we'll go into more detail on looking at active sites. We can also go in and change the different views. You can, for example, you can change the background color from black to white or gray, and different people have different preferences for different uses. And you can change, there's a lot of different options here. I'm not going to go into them in any detail, but I just wanted to mention those are a few things that the EasyViz tab will do. The next tab is called Motif Finder, and you can actually use this to compare a given protein structure against our library of motifs. I'll talk more about that in the tutorial about Motif Finder. This is the Motif Maker tab. This is a place where you can create motifs of your own. A motif would be a collection of up to 10 amino acid residues in a protein. You need to know the PDB ID for the protein you want to make the motif from, also its EC class, and then the details about the residues, the residue identification, the chain, and the number. And once again, there's another tutorial that I'll create for the Motif Maker. And finally, we have view options. And in the view options window, you can change the way different things are shown. So we can change, for example, the width of the features under cartoon. So if I take this 1.4 and I move that over to, let's say, a larger number. Getting a little delay on my screen. Move it over to 2 and update it, then all the features get wider. And so you can change features of those things. You can change the way that spheres are shown. If you've got some ball and sphere or ball and stick images, you can change the size of the balls, and there they get bigger, or you can make them smaller. So you can change images quite a bit in the protein structure that you're looking at. Obviously, it also applies to DNA and RNA structures. So that's a brief summary of some of the features of ProMOL, and there will be other videos on how to use a couple of features in greater depth, particularly the Motif Finder and the Motif Maker.